Bradley shows up with the beats.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Chammy, the only channel on YouTube where you can get a mostly professional tarot card reading from a haunted house in a creepy graveyard. From a haunted chick like me with really disgustingly cute dogs. Tonight's special is the buy one get one free. I'm still doing the Cyber Holiday special, so check out the pinned comment, check out the description. Everything you need to know is there. You need to see it. Still doing the free readings, but you have to like, subscribe. Once I hit 20 likes, I will do Spiritbox. Once I hit 20 subscriptions, I will do free tarot questions. We're at 2214. I'm good, Maria. So I'm guessing everybody's having this experience with numbers on their username. Do I have the weird numbers behind my username when you guys see it in the chat? Oh my goodness. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that she was probably asleep, Metal Rain. That's interesting. I've been seeing a lot of 222, 1111, 333, 555, 717, 1224, 1234. It's weird. Okay, I'm looking at your questions, Maria. Okay, so you want to know how he feels after your date today. Okay, we'll ask the question about Jeff and Walter and why he's acting kind of upset and worried. Jeff talks to you, but sometimes you get a feeling he wants to tell you more. And what is it? Okay. Just going to start with a free collective message here real quick before we get started on Maria's reading. Spirit, I'm calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides as a collective. I'm calling forth some answers about any spirit messages you might have for us today. Thanks. Big. Appreciate it. Spirit, what do we all need to know? What do you need us all to know right now, Spirit? I'm asking through the Power Spirit Oracle deck if anybody's curious. Excuse me. So, focus. Card number 34. I also feel this card, when we get this card, I feel like the shell is saying something about communication flowing with the way the water is just flowing. It's very neutral, very calm, very peaceful. I feel like it's saying, I feel like this card is saying there is something about communication coming in for many of you, if not all of you, this December. Communication that you've been maybe waiting for, maybe looking for the courage to open your mouth about. But, you know, whatever communication you do have with anyone, keep that peaceful vibe about you. Keep that zen energy, even if it might be something that might be difficult to talk about. You know, you've got the icy mountains behind here. There might be some icy conversations that you might have to have this December. You got the moon here also. It's also a full moon right now. It's a very powerful full moon, super moon. So if you've been feeling maybe more maybe you've been feeling more, what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe you've just been feeling more out there. Maybe you've just been feeling more, I don't know, like a werewolf instead of a werewolf on the inside. You feel more focused, alive, maybe more in tune with your emotions. Maybe you are even admitting that some of those emotions are coming out during this full moon that maybe you want to speak about, talk about, that conch shell there. You know, you listen to the shell, any shell really, you can hear the ocean communicating with you through it, no matter where you are, even if you're in the desert. So it's I feel like it's a card, like, you know, the card's called Focus. It's talking about focusing on your communication, focusing on your listening at this time is also very important. And I'm doing a free collective message now, so anyone who might be in the chat might watch the replay or see this later or at another time. This is for you. Card number 34. Maybe 34 is a number that means something to you, or 3 and 4, or 4 and 3 together, which is 7. Direction north, color white. So much of what you see in life is an agreement that something is in fact true. To develop power, focus on the aspect of your life. This could be your career, a sport, or some endeavor that you have a passion about. Become an expert at it. In the process of becoming an expert, you fine-tune your whole being. You collect the important parts of yourself, and you begin to live a life of a warrior. Rid yourself of attitudes that are not essential to your task. Collect your energy and focus on your power on wondrous and magical acts. Let the shell of your consciousness rise out of the ocean of your subconscious mind. It's just a matter of focus. Hey, Midnight Blue, how have you been, dear? It's nice to see you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your payment. I appreciate that. It's very kind and generous of you. It's really going to help a lot with Ruby's vet bill this month. I appreciate that. She has to have some blood work done. She may possibly have to have some surgery. But it's just some dental stuff to make sure that she you know, doesn't have any other long-term stuff that might come up in the future. You can suck your own dick. I actually think that's kind of cool. I'll actually be real honest. I know that there are people who are very talented with that. It's too bad that it's too bad that those kind of artists are not seen more as an artistic form of art or nude art. Also, many people probably don't believe that it's even possible. Hey, Frankendad, how are you, honey?
Hello. I just wake up, I came to see you and go back to sleep.
So yeah, focus on your communication, what you're saying, how you're saying it, how you're listening. you know, be the person that your dog or cat or loved ones really think you are. And remember, how you treat this channel is how December is going to treat you. So, also be good to yourself with your thoughts, because, you know, at the end of the day, all you've got is yourself. And those thoughts. 64,000 plus thoughts a day. Okay, so for the list tonight, Maria's first, then Midnight Blue. And then, if anybody does like or subscribe and you want to get that free question when we get the 20 subscribers, well, let me know, and you can put your question in the chat. We'll take it down. We'll take your name down. If you don't want to have to wait for the 20 subscriptions, but you want to get a free question in, stick around for the 20 likes, and once we get 20 likes, I'll put the Spirit Box on, and you can ask the Spirit Box your question. Spirit, I'm calling forth Maria's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. Maria, if you're here, you're here. If not, you're not. I'm going to get started anyways, babe. Your timestamp is 11:40. So, I'm just going to write some notes here real quick. Okay. Calling forth Maria's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. In regards to what does she need to know about her person tonight, this person on her mind and her heart tonight, their thoughts, their feelings. I'm just going to spread out the whole story for you, Maria, and then I'll get to the storytelling part, okay? On what you need to know right now. So he feels you're very much a driving force in his life. He's thinking about you all the time. He's, you know, communicating with you telepathically all the time. He's feeling stable because of you and the things that he's learned from you. You know, it's not just all you. It is him actually being able to take accountability for trying. So in the past, he wasn't really willing to try. Remember how cross he was about you saying the thing about feeling like you were soulmates? He's a lot more open up to that now. He is looking forward to the new year with you. He really feels like you're a driving force in his life. Like, you know, you're his lady. And he feels he's making the right choices in his life. You know, because you have helped him learn how to become decisive instead of, well, more decisive at least, instead of indecisive more often than not. He still has this kind of loner feeling, like and it's not a bad feeling, like, you know, you're his kind of love. You know, the kind that leaves him alone when he needs to be left alone, and the kind that knows just when to come in and, you know, communicate and help him make some choices if he's feeling he needs those choices and those answers to be nurtured out of him or even given to him. But yeah, he really does feel very lucky with you in that Wheel of Fortune. You know, he's really feeling like you guys have really planted some strong and mighty baby oak trees there. As far as him feeling upset and stressed out today, talking about the Jeff guy. Okay, all those cards on the floor, I'm not going to worry too much about them. You know, because it's a mystery to him. It's a total mystery to him how things might go for you working with new people, considering, you know, it's kind of been a little bit shady in the past with some of the other co-workers. You know, some of the bullies, some of the people who think they're better than everybody else. But, you know, you'll find justice in getting along with, you know, new people that you're working with. All right, Maria? And that's more about what he's worried about than, say, anything that might be of, like, naughty by nature. How about we put it that way? Even though we do have this devil card here, we do have Blanche here as the devil. It is the only devil that I keep in any of my tarot decks. Because I believe in Blanche Devereaux. And I don't believe in the devil. And I don't believe in the devil the way that everybody traditionally believes in the devil. So the way I'm going to read the devil is not so much as a hypocritical, overtly sexual, evil, demonic entity. This is more like, okay, stressed out, feeling kind of buggy about working with this new person. It's a bit of a mystery to him because of the bullies in the past. He knows that you are not someone who would inherently, like, mess around like a Blanche Devereaux. He sees you more as the rose in the Justice card. He sees you more as that Dorothy sitting in the moon, which I love that card, by the way. That is so, like, 1920s. That card is so, like, Great Gatsby, in my opinion. But, he sees you as this intellectual person who's smarter than getting herself into, the mess that people cause for you at work. But it is a bit of a mystery and making him a bit worried. How, you'll be working with a new person, But he knows that you'll find justice and that you find justice in meeting new people and having new experiences, and that he doesn't really have anything to worry about you as his girlfriend and working with some new guy. It's just something he feels secure about. As far as what it is that Jeff would want to tell you, what is it that he would want to tell you if he could? Because you said it seems as if he hey everybody, welcome to the chat. Anybody and everybody who maybe has come by. Just want to say hello and thank you so much for liking and subscribing. So I think what he would like to tell you is that he's really excited about being successful with the job he has and the work he's doing. And he really kind of wants to just be everybody's best buddy and best friend. I think he might also like to tell you that he may have been uncomfortable in the past in this Five of Cups. Yeah, that's why it's an ASMR live tarot. Did I not put the ASMR in there? That's why you have to put the headphones on, dear. So back to what I was saying, Maria, about your reading. So I think what Jeff would want to tell you, if he could tell you anything, would be that he really would like to do well at his job. He'd like there to be teamwork in that Six of Wands, something to celebrate, good communication, good outcome for everyone. He just wants to have a good time at work doing what he's doing. Because he has had situations in the past where he wasn't very comfortable because he may have had, once again, bullies, poor relations, bad girlfriend problems, or family issues of his own. And he couldn't look beyond that kind of negative energy until more recently with whatever building he's moving to with his job at this time. So let me get you a song, because I do hear a song. I know that you want a channeled message from your person. So I'm just going to send the song to you, Maria, here in a minute. Let me see if it's on YouTube. I don't understand why it wouldn't be on YouTube. Yeah, I'm sorry, Midnight Blue, that it's so low. see. Does YouTube have this song? It's like this time he knows like it's for real. I wonder if at one time he knew somebody who liked this song, or if he liked this song. You know, he might just really like 80s, early 90s pop music. Hi, Pammy. How are you, sweetheart? I'm so glad he told you that, sweetheart. I'm so glad that he told you that. That's important. Okay, are you there? Are you there, Midnight?
Camera tells the jokes. Kurt. Camera tells the jokes.
Sorry, I had a commercial start playing. Okay, let's see your question, Midnight Blue. Here, I'm going to move this in case you want to see the Dolly Doll doll. Okay, Midnight Blue. Welcome back, sweetheart. Okay, so I'm going to go back to your question now and take a look at it. Sorry, there's been a lot of chat since your question. Okay, is Tyler gonna be my boyfriend this month and next year? Alright, I see you typed it again. I'm alright, the world's all wrong. It's good to see y'all tonight. Alright, is Tyler gonna be your boyfriend this year and next year? Yeah, let's find out. Let me get the Love Tarot deck. I think it's here somewhere. Okay, it is not there. why is it not here? Okay, here it is. I found it. Thank you for your patience, Midnight Blue. So this is buy one, get one free. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Or you can always save your free reading for another time. Spirit, I'm calling forth Midnight Blue's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. What does she need to know about Tyler being her boyfriend? What does she need to know right now about her specific question on her mind and heart tonight? So buy your readings now because prices are going to change. After this week, prices are going to change. Indefinitely. But you will be able to get a free reading every day. You just have to subscribe. Put your question in the chat. We'll take your name. We'll take your question. If we get the 20 subscriptions, you know, you'll get to have your question answered. If it's not answered, you know, maybe come back the next day and, you know, but once we get 20 likes, we will put the spirit box on. And if you don't want to wait for a free tarot, you can always get a free question from the spirit box. Is Tyler going to be her boyfriend this year or next year? So a $6 reading is discounted to $5 tonight. So if you'd like to get a $6 taco box for $5, it's you can ask up to 3 questions at 6 minutes, 6 cards, whichever comes first. If you only have 1 question, that's fine too. It's buy one, get one free. After this week is done, the $5 readings are going to be changed to just a simple reading with 5 cards, 5+ minutes, and you can ask Spirit what you need to know right now. But if you want to resume getting your 3 questions for $6, you'll have to pay $6. I'm getting a lot of energy from these cards, so I think what I want to do is switch up the cards and see what the yes, no, how, when deck says. And then we'll go from there, okay, Midnight Blue? So Spirit, I'm calling forth Midnight Blue's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. What does she need to know about Tyler being her boyfriend this year and next year? So Spirit says maybe not this year. Okay, no on this year, but yes on next year. So I feel like Spirit's also wanting you to know, your most trusted and strongest spirit guides want you to know that you shouldn't put a time limit on it because it might make it, I don't know, it might make you get scrambled eggs instead of the sunny side up ones that you might want. Hey Meryl. By the way, I see that Pam Bear is here, does not have numbers behind her username. So I'm wondering if maybe people are going to have to start actually making a real username to get the number taken off. It's like everybody has a number. Okay, so no in regards to this month or this part of the year. No regarding that. Yes regarding next year. I'm not sure what you're telling yourself about you, Tyler, your situation. So in regards to now, a whirlwind of events invites chaos. So fortunately, the illusory nature of the situation quickly dissipates. It is replaced by an invigorating sense of hope, an inspiring sense of inviolability, and an invulnerable sense of confidence. Troubles and obstacles strengthen you. I feel like through troubles and obstacles, you and Tyler will strengthen each other, and your relationship will start to blossom as the new love story you would like with him will start to blossom through the new year blossoming and opening up to 2026. Well, you know, just by you saying it, you know, it is done. But be careful what you wish for and what you say and things like that. And remember, how you treat this chat is how December will treat you. Okay, as far as yes about him being your boyfriend next year, fate lends you a hand by providing you with the most favorable circumstances. So what do those favorable circumstances look like to you, Midnight Blue? You don't even have to wait until next year. He's your man right now. And he's your man until you say he is your man no more. So, claim it. What are you waiting for? If you were not aware of time, would have you even asked that question in the way you asked about time and space and spanning time and space with him? Like, will he be your boyfriend this year and next year? So fate lends you a hand providing you with the most favorable circumstances. These include good luck in your affairs and a chance to improve your situations in the most unexpected way. There will be success, but not without stress. No success worth having ever is. Let's see what the how and when card says, and then I'll pull a little bit more clarification with the other tarot cards, okay? So it's 5 to 6 months later, you find yourself at the happy crossroads of fate. You adjust your plans and transform your life, making it as bright yet unpredictable as possible. Doesn't this sound so much fun, Midnight Blue? These changes enter smoothly, removing all obstacles and bringing clarity to unresolved issues. So what is it that you want with Tyler? How do you want the next scene? What do you want the next scene to feel like or be like? How do you want him to show up to you? What version of him is the version of him that you are looking for? What do you want the next scene to be? You are the beautiful creator. So let's just get a few more cards from the Love Tarot deck. And then the clarification Love Oracle deck. And let's just see if we can get some clarity on this. Spirit, I'm calling for Midnight Blue's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. Yeah, all the spam that's going on, I'm not really sure where the moderators are, but if you could just time all those people out, because it has just been so rude that you guys have just talked all over her paid reading, just saying whatever you want to say. I mean, you're not even, paying attention to the rules. So if I could just get a little bit of, you guys could just bring it down a little in the chat. Or time some of these people out for 5 minutes, that would be great. Since no one said you're not allowed to type, but I am in a paid reading, so when I'm in a paid reading, I just kind of would prefer. Okay, so, Ari, Midnight Blue is in the middle of a paid reading right now with me, so there's no need to delete her messages or block her or time her out. Okay, so I'm just letting you know that, in case you didn't know. But you guys are allowed to type, but it's just you guys have just been going on and on and on and on, and I've been talking to her and trying to Yeah, sorry you were hidden from the chat, Midnight Blue. She didn't know. Ari didn't know. No, Midnight Blue wasn't telling me to shut up. I would have definitely reacted to that. But yeah, like so many people just, I'm really sorry about that, Midnight Blue. I don't know if it's like that when you go to get other readings, other places, but anyways, let me go ahead and get you another card here. I do have the Moon card here for you. And as far as clarification, so it's interesting how the person that you're talking about, your boyfriend, feels very tied to you and feels very like you are a trustworthy person and wants you to trust them too. And even though they feel like there's a mystery about where you guys are going, okay, they do appreciate what they have with you. It's like their heart before you was frozen, but having you in their life, it's like they've been able to create, like they've been able to melt a little bit of that ice off and been able to feel, you know, what it feels like to be trusted and feel trusted. So Frozen Heart, empathy and warmth has melted barriers for true connection. So of course I'm pretty sure you're empathetic and warm-hearted, and that's probably one of the things that they deeply like about you and help them feel, you know, more outside, like they could get outside their box with their trust. They have had trust issues, obviously, in the past. So trusted ties, yeah, they feel like they've been able to build a rapport with you, and they believe that you guys have some kind of mutual respect and respond. You know, he feels like you're somebody who responds with understanding, empathy, care. And that's also teaching him how to be better at responding as well. He might be a little bit short of responding, but try not to take it personal. I see the Hermit card just sitting here, and I feel like that's he's just somebody who may have very well been kind of to himself, you know, growing up, or wanted to be more stoic and to himself when he did become an adult. Or he became that way because maybe he felt alienated by people he thought he could trust but couldn't trust because maybe they emotionally abandoned him, you know. Thank you so much for your payment, Midnight Blue. Keep me updated about your love story. Remember, you are the beautiful creator of it, so whatever you're telling yourself about you, them, and the love story, that's what's going to reflect back to you, because everybody is you pushed out. So it's like, here's an example. I can't blame all these people for like some of this ridiculous stuff they say, or the mean stuff they say, because at some point in time, you know, we all have insecurities that we go through that lead us to maybe having some of these thoughts and feelings. And so even though my self-concept at this point in my life is, you know, say a whole lot better than a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago, or even yesterday, compared to yesterday. You know, it just depends on, you know, where you want to be, in what state of mind you want to be in. You want to be in the state of mind where, you know, you're not sure where it's going with him, or you want to be in a state of mind where you know where you want to go with this person. Hey Stola, welcome back. I just saw you in chat earlier. I don't know if you're still there. I think you said your name was Antoinette. But you know, it's a good time for you to try to figure out where you guys are going, especially this time of season with Tyler. I mean, where do you want to go? How do you want to operate around it? Ask him the same thing, and you just have fun with whatever you have. You can't go wrong. That's what you were sent for. It was literally to have fun. Okay, Metal Rain, yeah, let's get into your reading. I just need a 2-minute break, and I will be right back. come back. Okay, Middle Rain, let's go ahead and do your question. If anybody would like to get a paid reading, it's buy one, get one free tonight. You can get a $6 taco box for $5. You can get your 11/11 love reading for $10. You can get your $20 past, present, future reading for $15 and your $30 general for $20. Get your readings in this week because buy one, get one frees are going away. And so are these crazy low prices. But you can always win a free reading every single day if there's enough people in the chat to play. Play a game with the emojis called Surprise Jack. So, yeah, and also you can win a free reading by leaving a comment on this very video when it uploads to YouTube after I'm live. Once I get 20 likes, I'll turn on the Spiritbox. Once we get 20 subscribers, we're at number 4 subscribers. I've gotten 4 subscribers tonight. If I can get 15 more subscribers, I'll open the tarot to free questions. Not just yes and no questions, but any question that you'd like to ask the tarot. If you don't want to wait for the 20 subscriptions and the 20 likes, you can always buy a reading. You can also Taylor Swift wishes that she could play guitar like I do. That's all I'm going to say about that. And you can tell her I said that. It'll make her laugh. So Metal Rain, I know that you have a couple of questions you'd like to ask, and you'd like me to answer. So the energy around these kind of questions that you're asking about, it's like you guys have put a lot of hard work into your connection and your relationship. And it's not all for nothing. Spirit wants you to know about that with Ileana. And you put a lot of hard work into yourself, and it's not all for just nothing either. And that's really important for Spirit to convey to you through your reading tonight, Metal Ring. So let me go back. Okay, so Spirit, I'm calling forth Metal Rain's most trusted and strongest spirit guides. You guys are talking about birthdays, so I'm like, I almost said strongest birthday. Okay, I'm alright. Spirit, what does Metal Rain need to know about what happened today? What happened today? He doesn't buy the sleeping excuse. Looks like she's gotten to a tailspin. Looks like she spiraled out and really didn't know what she wanted to do. She's overcome and overwhelmed by many things she would like to pursue with you. And the things that may, start to pursue her mind in regards to the mistakes that she's made. It's like she got too far into her head today and spiraled out. That's what really happened. Because she's engrossed and emerged in the shoulda, woulda, couldas, the what ifs, and having a lot of different options on the table that overwhelm her. And The Seven of Cups. And the Four of Pentacles. It's like she's looking back at something. She may even be looking back at what she feels is hard work done. You know, but she can't change the past. It's not coming back. Okay, the future's not here. Why dwell on it? Like, she's here now, and that... I think that maybe she might get too freaked out about the future and then spiral out. But she did spiral out. I feel she spiraled out today and made any excuse she could to have a pity party instead of move forward with going where she was supposed to go to today in that Chariot card. She still would like to move forward with you and go, you know, to you know, do the plans you guys had, like take a rain check. She might even tell you that. But, you know, you'll have to make a choice about your time and letting her know what's up with your time. You know, and hopefully it'll get to a point where you're both understanding each other's time and space. Like, it's not you going in to a situation where you don't know if she's going to show up. You know, you want it to be like where she's actually respecting your time. Whether she fell asleep or not, whether she spiraled out or not, whether she, you know, took a gravity bong hit and forgot. Okay. The communication between you both. It's got to get on the same page. Think about it. What are you going to do next? Sit outside her door and wait for her to wake up? I don't think so. And that's why you got to tell her, hey, this is what I want and how I want to operate around it, because my time is important to me, as well as, you know, it's important to her. How does she want to operate around this kind of thing so it stops happening? Okay? She's got to communicate a little bit better if y'all are gonna live together, work together, be friends, you know, at the end of the day, even if it's not maybe a romantic partnership. That's what friendship's about, man. You think I would just put up with a friend who did that to me all the time? No. Oh my God. I already put up with it. Like, and I get to the point where it's like, I refuse to even ask. Because I feel disrespected. So, once again, it's like, it's an element of someone who is emotionally abandoned. You know. What? It's like someone who's emotionally abandoned. Respecting your, like, your time, your space, and your authority in regards to how important that time and space. Like, I can pick you up at 8, be ready at 8. Okay, so how she flakes out a few times, but after the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th or 10th time, it's like you've trained her that really it's okay to fuck off with your time. It's really not this is not really written in any textbooks for people to read about. You know, maybe you think about Googling it or something, and maybe Google will give you this answer. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that I think at the end of the day, it will definitely be in your best interest, Metal Rain, to have that conversation with her. And she's going to respect you for it even more, because, you know, you are really coming from she knows you're genuinely her friend. And that's rare for her to find that genuineness. So she does cherish that at the end of the day. And she'll be more on point the more on point you are with correcting her of the errors of her ways regarding your friendship that make you uncomfortable. Nothing wrong with that. Respect is a two-way street. So, what's next? What do you want to be next? Let's see what her true feelings are for you. She feels you're loving, giving, caring, have a lot to offer her. You're not somebody who argues with her. And when you speak to her, you treat her like a human being. Like you make her feel, you know, like she's a decent person that's not just someone to talk at, but to talk to. You know, she feels you're balanced, kind, strong. You know, you're not argumentative. You make her feel good about herself. And that's a key point here in your communication and why she keeps talking to you, because you do make her feel good about herself. And you've been a strong and stable friend that she knows is not going to try to beat her up, steal from her, kidnap her dog, or rape her. Okay? So I hope that helps. Now you want to know about Disneyland for your birthday? Is it off the table? Doesn't have to be in the Eight of Cups. You know, that'll really be a question you need to ask her. Because I don't think it should be off the table. I think that's something that you both will very much enjoy. And it's so funny you mentioned Disneyland, because every time I see that card, Seven of Cups, no matter what deck it is, I feel like there's something about it that reminds me of Disneyland or Disney World, you know, or a carnival, or, you know, going to a place that has rides and games and things and you're not sure where to start. And you feel a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit anxious and panicked that there's so much to immerse yourself in deeply. So yeah, I would definitely continue with Disneyland if you can. JCD7518. So this is not a tarot channel. I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm an artist. That's what this channel is about my life, and my life is my message. I just like to do live tarot and sometimes even live music on the live streams. Why are there so many live tarot? I think many people do it as a hobby, and then there are people like myself who have actually gone to like tarot schools and studied it extensively and very deeply with, you know, other sought after tarot card readers. You know, people who are professionals and this is their business, just like a business like Walmart. Well, actually it's not a business like Walmart. I mean, and, you know, unless they have some kind of slave labor trade going on underneath it all. And I don't think that YouTube is a platform. I don't know that YouTube as a platform is as... I don't think YouTube is a platform. I don't think there are any... I'm not sure. Is there any kind of underlining slave laboring going on? Maybe in the technology that runs it, but can't be certain, as I'm not sure that they would admit to such things. Now as for Google, Being associated with Google, maybe. But is it as bad as Walmart? No. But maybe. It just depends on what you're aware of and how you look at life and how you look at the world. As to why there's so many tarot card readers on YouTube live streams. But like I said, many people do it as a hobby. Because it's fun. And then many people do it as a business because they love it and they want to do it professionally, and they are carrying a person who, you know, just like any other random tarot card reader, even if they are just a hobbyist and not a professional. So even though you might see tarot card readings on this channel or on the live stream, it's still not a tarot channel. Any fortune telling here? Sure. I see you buying a reading in your not too distant future. Even if it's not for me. I'm just kidding. Just trying to make you laugh. Okay. So we have 20 likes. I don't know how many subscriptions we have. It's like three. Okay, alright. No, you ain't working in Google. Stop the cap. What are you even talking about? Do you even know what you're talking about? What are you, 15? Play Crazy Frog? What? Hey Stargazer, how have you been? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm alright. I like your dragon default pick. I actually really love that song, Stargazer. I'm gonna link you in. So, I know everybody knows Pearl Jam, but do you guys know about the band that was Pearl Jam before Pearl Jam was Pearl Jam? Yeah, I really love this song. It's amazing. So this guy was Kirk, not Kurt Cobain, was Chris Cornell's best friend. His name is Andy Wood. And the song is called Stargazer. It's by a band called Mother Love Bone. Yeah, I love that song. Happy birthday, Stargazer. No, you're welcome. Happy birthday. Alright, I'm going to turn the Spiritbox on now. Sorry for the delay. So, I don't know how or why this battery isn't working properly, but this is just absolutely crazy to me that it's working tonight. Literally, that battery did not work last night. And the battery that had died the previous evening did. So, I don't know if there's some spirit in my house that's transferring energy from battery to battery. I mean, I know I sound absolutely batshit crazy. But if I go back and just clip some of those scenes from the last couple nights, you can see how, like, I literally took this battery out. We also had something weird happen with this battery. I think it was Saturday night, where it, like, the REM pod completely went off. It completely died. It completely ate the energy from the battery, but the REM pod then came back on by itself on the live. It was really creepy. Then I come back to do another live. That battery, which was the new battery I had to put in on Saturday night, worked fine. This battery did not work. Monday night comes, or was it Tuesday night? Oh yeah, so Tuesday night comes and I put this battery in, it works. works, but that battery did not work. But now it's the other way around tonight. I don't even know how to explain that. I don't know. I don't know. It's a fact. Like, that's the kind of scary shit that happens here at the haunted house. And that's why I always have called it, like, haunted electronics. I can't begin to explain any of those, like, haunted electronic issues with the Live before I switched to the iPad. Hey Fiona, how are you, dear? Welcome to the Chammy. Alright, Pammy, catch up with you later, sweetheart. Get some rest. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming by and helping out tonight. I appreciate it. I know it's been kind of crazy.
Maximum volume. Maximum volume.
Yes, maximum volume. Oh, you're welcome, Stargazer. So yeah, that guy singing in that song, that was Chris Cornell's best friend. And he died very young, when they were very, very young. I think he may have been born in 66. He might have been a 68 baby. I'm gonna check. I know Cobain is from the 60s too. I know he's one of the 60s babies. So yeah, Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone was January 8th, 1966. I wonder how old Chris Cornell would be now. So wow, he was 52 when he passed away. He was a 64 baby. Wow. Are you there, Chris Cornell? Chris Cornell, if you're there in the spirit box, please say hello. If there's any spirits that would like to communicate with us tonight, that can hear my voice, can you hear my voice, spirits? Are there any spirits with us now? Yeah, you know, Stargazer, I feel that way about rock and roll. I feel like that is exactly what's missing in music today, is words and feelings that are deep and meaningful and make you think. I'm kind of scared to see where like AI music goes and takes us. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, but did the spirit box just say freak? Spirit, are you here now with us? Yes or no?
Maximum volume.
If there's any spirits with us who've been here before, can you please show us your presence? So the doll will move, its face will change. Hey, Tricky Ricky, there is a spirit in the wood. It is a good spirit. Remember that how you treat this channel and how you treat that doll is how December's going to treat you. So, be nice. Or, you know, you just might meet her in your dreams. And no telling what she'll say or do. My dad once had a dream that she stood up and was walking around the house. Now, if she stood up and walked around the house, if she's 7 feet tall, then she would be, what, about 14 feet, 15 feet tall? And the ceilings are only 10 feet tall. So she would probably have to crouch, like, I guess the house would kind of be like a hobbit house to her. Hey, Guerrero, welcome to the Chammy. Hey, Grady, welcome to the Chammy. Hey, Senji, or Sethji. So that's your answer, Sethji, about the doll. It's harmless. So, I'm going to give you guys some time to experience the spirit box without me. Because it is now time for me to take a 2-minute break. And I want to get a cup of tea. so I guess that means the spirit box the speaker needs to get charged.
Low battery.
Oh, that sounds crazy. So, this thing is driving me crazy. Wow, okay, so that is actually on low, but it's so active. Like, it just seems crazy to me. So,
Low battery.
I'm gonna try to find the charger for the speaker so it'll stop saying low battery. So we can continue the spirit chat. So if anybody has a question for the spirit box, please feel free to ask. You can put your question in the chat and I can ask. Or you can ask the spirit box telepathically.
Low battery.
I'm not really sure where that cable went to. I'll have to look around for it when it's not so dark. So we'll just deal with it. If we hear something, we hear it. If we don't, we don't. If anybody wants to ask the spirit box a question, you can. If anybody wants to get a paid reading, it would be a good time to do it now because I am going to be turning off the live pretty soon and closing paid readings. Did it just say something about ID?
Low battery.
Oh, Jesus. Thank y'all so much for the likes and subscribes tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you for the paid readings as well. It is buy one, get one free when you purchase a tarot card reading. Yeah, I'm sorry I don't have the charger for the speaker. I just don't know what happened to it. It's usually just like right around here somewhere, but it's not today.
Low battery.
It's there on your desk. On the table. Are there any spirits who want to speak to us? You want to say something to loved ones? What about your loved ones, spirit? You want to talk about your loved ones?
Low battery.
Yes, I'm the worst kind of witch, the kind that cleans, so you better clean your room. Don't leave any corners hidden. That's actually just a ridiculous line from Haus Moving Castle that I find to be funny.
Low battery.
Have you ever seen Haus Moving Castle? It's pretty good anime. You might like it. It's one of my faves. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. Spirit, did you once live a life here
Low battery.
in this home? Did you maybe live a life once here on Earth?
Low battery,
If you're a friendly spirit, are you a friendly spirit? It's a spirit box. If you'd like to ask it a question, you're more than welcome to. Are you showing your presence by touching the REM pod?
low battery,
What am I? I'm a waitress. I'm a musician and an artist. I'm not a waitress. But I do like to talk to the ghosts that might
low
live in my house.
battery,
Babu, you actually have to be a mom to be a MILF. I mean, unless you like frogs, that's cool. I can be a frog. Man, I like frogs too. Much better than being a rat.
low battery,
You know, they say that people either look like rats or they look like frogs. Which one are you? A ribbit.
low
Did
battery,
the spirit box just say that's great? Did it just say uh-huh? Spirit, do you have a name you'd like us to call you by? We come here in respect and to remember you. Okay, Ozzy Osbourne, if you're there, touch the REM pod. Happy birthday. Was that a song? Do you have music on the other
low
side, Spirit?
battery,
Do you have music on the other side, Spirit? Do you want to sing us a song, Spirit? I don't think the haunted house I live in a creepy graveyard, I don't think there's really anything that's evil, demonic, or
low battery,
that could really take possession. I think it's more like leprechauns, fairies, and ghosts, and spirits, and they were talking about having a ghost party last night. Okay, yeah, I can ask how long it's been here. So, there's a person that wants to ask the spirits, how long have you been here?
low battery,
How long have you been here, Spirit? The ghost does say low battery. I'm sorry, I don't have the charger, so I could just put it on the charger so it'll stop making that noise. I mean, stop saying that. It's like programmed to say ridiculous things to me. I don't think that that's the cable for it either. Low battery.
Low
Everybody's gonna
battery.
say low battery. Spirit, are you still with us? Because we don't hear your voice anymore. Are you making music, Spirit, for us? Are you on a low battery?
battery.
Well, oh, we've had several strange paranormal incidents. Lights turning off and on, fans turning off and on, crazy sounds, weird things said on the spirit box. People who visit the chat, like, maybe they're lucid and they come through on the spirit box if they're alive.
Low battery.
Maybe, you know, like I was just explaining a little bit earlier how this battery on Saturday night completely died on the live, okay, while it was in this REM pod. But then it came back on and started working again by itself. I cannot explain that. I took a break on Sunday night.
Low
I
battery.
came back on Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember which night. I don't think I used the REM pod Monday, but Tuesday I went to turn the REM pod on. And the battery that's in it now would not work. And I put the dead battery in the REM pod and it did work. Now, today, it's vice versa. It is the new battery's working now and the old battery is not working at all.
Low battery.
So there are a lot of strange, like haunted, weird, like electronic things that happen with the oven, with the lights in the hallway, with the stovetop, with it's just strange stuff. Okay. I am making a series about it.
Low
And about some of the
battery.
experiences I've had here living in this house. I would have to say though that the scariest thing is definitely probably the mimic, but I wouldn't say that it's scary. It's just that it's when I talk about it, it scares other people. You know, when you Google what is a mimic, you know, you might get information about something called a
Low
doppelganger.
battery.
But you might also read stuff about a mimic that, you know, where it might say that it's a demonic entity. But whatever it is, other people in the neighborhood have talked about it before I ever talked about it, because this is just something that we experienced here together, like the people I live with. Okay, but we never
battery.
talked about it outside of the apartment. But to have other people come to us and open their hearts and minds and stories to us and their experiences with the ghosts and the ghost tour and the hauntings, you know, it kind of blew my mind. It kind of blew my mind that, like, somebody else talked about it. Other things that are really creepy that happen is like echoes.
Low battery.
So what an echo is like when you're hearing an event from the past. It could be that it's triggered by an event, something traumatic that may have happened at a certain date and time in history. So there will be times when, like at nighttime, you may
Low
hear a whole
battery.
group of people screaming. It might be daytime and you hear groups of people screaming. Now it could be weddings, which it has been weddings before, but it's times when, like, you know, weddings and after parties for weddings, but there are times when, like, there would be no wedding going on. There would be no after party going on. There would be nobody out there. Nobody in their right mind would be out there. They could get shot on sight because of where I live.
Low battery.
So it doesn't make sense. And they're terrifying to the point where, like, I've actually had to call the police and be like, it sounds like somebody's getting sacrificed in my backyard. Could you, like, come check it out? And they'd just be like, well, let us know when it's over. really weird stuff. Like I live in a town that feels like a cross between Twin Peaks,
Low
Roswell, New
battery.
Mexico, and Bon Ton, Louisiana from True Blood. So that's kind of like what it feels like. There's definitely some weird paranormal activity, and I don't know if that's because we're on a fault line. I don't know if that's because it's haunted from, many, many years of, like, trauma. I mean, the Trail of Tears for the Cherokee Indian pretty much started here. We don't know what was here before the Cherokee. Some people who lived here in the neighborhood have said they believe that there are skinwalkers. I don't really know how to feel about that. I do know that I've had several instances where we will hear chanting in the woods.
Low battery.
Yeah, Roswell, New Mexico does have very strong energy for sure. And I feel like, even though Bon Ton from True Blood is a fictional place, and even though Twin Peaks is a fictional place and Roswell, New Mexico is not, that's just sort of what it feels like. It's just, it's like, it even can sometimes feel like that place they live in Twilight. Like it's so weird, and I really have never lived in such a strange place in all my life, and I've lived in some pretty strange places. I've probably moved like 6 dozen times in my lifetime. Am I a gypsy? Yeah, probably. But yeah, I would have to say that probably the creepiest thing is, seeing the mimic in action. To the point where, I have to go and ask my roommate, was that you? And then my roommate saying, I don't know, was that you? But other people experiencing it, like, I don't know what to think about that.
Low
So yeah, I am
battery.
making a little mini series about it. If you like and subscribe, you'll probably see notifications for it coming out soon. Yeah, and I'm in Atlanta, Stargazer, and and I'm not just like in some little podunk town in Georgia. Like, I'm in the city of Atlanta. So I'm inside the circle of 285, that magic circle. And the things that are there on the inside of that circle and the things that are there just right on the outside of it is very heavy as well. And with the Civil War being centralized and taking Atlanta, because to take Atlanta is to take the South. Always has been, always will be. It has that dark, heavy energy because, South Carolina and Savannah, all those areas are around it and suffered so much because of it. And I really do hope that, like, people will learn from the history. To even just go back and think that they were able to make a law to outlaw a certain race or a certain person or a certain thing in regards to, the natives that were here. It just breaks my heart to think about that kind of stuff. And I'm only I'm first generation in this country, so I felt like it was important for me to figure out, like, not only learn about where I came from and how where I came from got where it was, but, to also learn, like, the back history of the whole world, in fact. So it would make more sense to me when I came around to the history of the South and the United States, the South and the East and the West and the North, because, I mean, just to think that Georgia, despite how big it is, and how Atlanta is like the Los Angeles of the South, like it's the most isolated state in the whole United States. People would think it was Alaska, but it's not. It's actually Georgia, and it's really interesting to me to think that like that whole that whole East Coast, not West Coast, but the whole East Coast, much like the West Coast in California, you know, it's been very built up all up and down the West Coast, but on our West Coast here in Georgia, I'm just surprised that it hasn't been, and instead it was once again, you know, the vortex was around Atlanta. I mean, just the stories, the history, crazy.
Low battery.
And I just hope that enough people are like educating themselves. And that's a lot of, and that's also a lot of, you know, the spirits that we get on the spirit box. We will get spirits that are from this area. Sometimes we'll get a Britney Spears fan from 2007. Sometimes we'll get, you know, a spirit who maybe was here during the Civil War, or maybe survived it, or lived in a time and space. I mean, I think we've gone as far back as getting a hold of some spirits that were actually able to tell us where they were from, like 500 years ago, where they were and where they came from. But you know, it's not an app. It's just a simple spirit box that you hook up to some pedals and a speaker. But it's fun, and I like to definitely. I definitely like to try to see what I can communicate with, especially energy like Cherokees. Especially anything having to do with like their mythology, their folklore, things like that. I'm not really sure if Skinwalker is a Cherokee thing. Just like the mimic thing is more of a Navajo tribe kind of thing. It's not really a folklore or mythology of the Cherokee. So since the Navajos were never here in Georgia, it's kind of difficult for me to imagine how all these tribes had different stories and different mythology, different folklore, unlike the Greeks, who it's pretty much all the same no matter where you go. But I sometimes wonder, did it overspill into other, you know, nations, like other tribes, like these different stories from the other tribes? You know, I don't know, but I wonder about these things. It's kind of like how we've gotten really into like Mother Goose mythology. You know, Rose Red turned into Snow White. You know, and many of the other stories from Mother Goose and Grimm and all that stuff have become like Disney films and folklore and stuff, especially in like American culture, pulling from different even world mythology and making different Disney films to kind of get people into understanding a little bit more about our world in general. But even if it is you know, fiction with a dash of history of some sort in it. But yeah, I'm pretty much deep into like world mythology and history, especially. Like it's fascinating where we've come from and where we are and how we got here and where we're going. It's pretty far out, dude.
Low battery.
Alright, well, I'm going to say goodnight, spirits. Thank you for everybody who came by tonight. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your subscriptions. I'll make sure that the speaker is charged tomorrow. I wasn't really thinking about charging it today because I just charged it yesterday. But, Yeah, welcome to the haunted house. Hope to see you guys again. I will be
Low
doing the
battery.
Cyber Week special all week long, and then I'll be going back to the regular prices for my tarot card readings. Check out my music. It's on the Stormy Blue playlist if you want to check it out. It's there. There's original music. There's fan requested cover songs that you might like. And I'll be putting out my Doppelganger miniseries pretty soon, where I talk more about this mimic and the experiences I have that are paranormal within my vortex of things, where I live in a haunted
Battery.
house in a creepy graveyard with disgustingly cute dogs. So good night, sweet dreams. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Metal Rain. Thank you, Meryl. Thank you, Ari. Thank you, Molly, for moderating tonight. Thank you, everyone who came by. Stargazer, thanks for coming by to hang out and chat this long. Good night, everybody who came by to say hi. Be safe
Low battery.
and be good to yourself with your thoughts. Good night. Music is sacred.